So the other day, there was a little bit of rustling in the Modern Warfare community in which it kind of prompted the question of, does this mean we'll get more Modern Warfare content and DLC in the future? And while it's a really cool and awesome thought to consider, I know a ton of people here on the channel really enjoy Modern Warfare content, but it might not be that golden ticket to new content you were hoping for. Today I want to examine the sort of secret weapon and map here that popped up in recent times and give a bit more context here, perhaps explain it a little further. But as we go along, let me know your thoughts down below. Would you guys like to see more Modern Warfare content in the coming future? Do you hope to see this content in the rumored Modern Warfare 2? Whatever the case may be, feel free to let me know your thoughts down below. But if you enjoy the video, make sure you drop a like down below. Let's aim for 1,000 likes on this. And of course, if you are new to the channel and want to stay up to date with all things Modern Warfare, Warzone, Vanguard, and all kinds of other COD stuff, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We'd love to have you in the community. That said, let's jump right into it. So first things first, admittedly, this is a bit of some catch up, but I don't think that I've seen many people discuss it, so it very well could be new to you. The past few weeks, we've of course been talking a lot about Vanguard's beta, naturally with a new game and a playable build to experience here and get ready for the upcoming year of content in the COD franchise. That's been a focal point, but we've also been talking about the Warzone metas and things like the Season 5 Reloaded update for both Warzone and Cold War. But around 2 weeks ago now, depending on when this video goes up, it was discovered via Reddit user PurplePerson9 that there was a weapon and map for Modern Warfare that not many had been privy to. But in that post, he went on to showcase 3 different images of the weapon and the map that many may consider familiar. The post denoted the weapon SN Gamma 3 and the map called MP Furnace. So let's take a look at that. SN Gamma 3. Most weapon names in Modern Warfare 2019 have the designation and naming of the NATO phonetic alphabet. So for example, the AK is the A Kilo 47, the FAL is the FA Lima, the M4A1 is the Mike 4, the AUG is the AU Golf, the MP7 is the M Papa 7, the MP5 is the M Papa 5, the AX50 is the Alpha 50, and you see where I'm going here with this. So Gamma 3 indicates G3. So if that weapon looked familiar to you, it's not that far out of the ordinary, especially having been seen in Modern Warfare Remastered and not all the way back to just COD 4 a decade earlier. You're not crazy. It does look familiar. Now, what would have been different about this version, though, based off of this data mine, is that this version that was initially built here for Modern Warfare seems to have been a marksman rifle as opposed to what we've seen previously of just a standard rifle. And we know this because each weapon ends up having a denoted prefix to it, and the build here of this was SN_Gamma 3. Each weapon's relative correlation to specific category ends up having, say, AR starting with AR. So AR_Kilo 433 is the Kilo 141, or AR Mike 4 is the M4A1. SMGs start out with the SM prefix to denote submachine gun, like SM_Golf for the AUG, or SM_M Papa 5 for the MP5. Snipers and marksman rifles in Modern Warfare 2019 all have the prefix of SN for sniper. So with the naming and prefix of SN_Gamma 3, it seems like the G3 would have been a little different, this time falling in the marksman category. But what about that part 2 here to this post? The setting of that image, not necessarily just the weapon. Well, that's not a map that we actually currently have. So could that be a new map for Modern Warfare? Well, yes, but actually no. This map, while seemingly having been intended for MP, never came, and I saw a lot of discussion around this here talking about how it was the map from COD 4's ending, that bridge where it all goes down at the very end. But while I agree that it looks very familiar, and honestly, I never quite actually saw the design parallels until hearing that, this is actually from Modern Warfare's campaign's final mission, with the name in the files of the map being MP_Furnace. That matches up perfectly with the final mission's name of Into the Furnace. So it seems like this was going to be that level, but in the MP format, which honestly makes a lot of sense, but never came along to it. If you consider it, a lot of Modern Warfare and other Call of Duty games' base multiplayer maps are built out from the campaign world here. For example, Gunrunner was based off the compound in the first mission, Fog of War. Piccadilly was modeled after and based upon the second mission, Piccadilly. Ramazo was based on Urzikstan in the third mission, Embedded. Azir Cave was based on the Highway of Death mission or Hometown mission, depending on your viewpoint of that design choice. So you get where I'm coming here from this, where it has a lot of those base design attributes. And again, this is common in COD's game design and a lot of other games as well, creating the world of the game and in development that then makes it easier to push more content and more maps out while having familiar environments and worlds to either base design off of or utilize already in construction builds of it. So that now kind of turns the discussion, was this ever genuinely leaked content that we could see in the future, or was this more so just cut content? And that's when I started to consider things like most DLC after the game's launch weren't modeled after missions of the campaign or anything like that. And you start to see there's less reliance on those basic structures. But also, the G3 just doesn't fit where we are currently with Modern Warfare. And that was something that the Reddit user that posted this ended up even pointing that out, that it was basically a redundant weapon choice at this point, because you have the SCAR, the AK, the AMAX, things that would be comparable high-powered rifles if it were a rifle category. But if you take it like a marksman rifle or some semi-auto weapon like that, you have the FAL and the EBR that already fit those molds. So it really wouldn't have its own niche weapon slot to fill. It would basically just be a crossover weapon that would be just kind of there. But outside of that, how out of the ordinary is this for things like this to be found, now of all times? Well, honestly, with Modern Warfare in particular, it's not weird at all. In fact, in recent memory, Modern Warfare has some of the most cut content that I can recall out of any of the recent Call of Duty titles. We broke it down fully in May, I think it was, but when you look at it, there's still a ton of content that from the very launch of the game, stuff that was data mined right after launch of Modern Warfare 2019, that still to this day, in September of 2021, never came to the game. We have things like maps of Lowline, Oasis, Rivna, Subbase, Urzikstan, Torres, Farida, which actually was in the Modern Warfare reveal trailer, but even never came at that point. Takedown and Borderline. You have a handful of maps that have been there since day one that never got expanded upon, never saw any production made to it, and are just sitting there as cut content. You also have a ton of operators like Kilgore, Nebo, Stoli, Trig, Yandi, Hooper, Kato, Lynch, who is actually Marshawn Lynch, and Quinn, who never made it into the game as well. You had all this stuff that seemingly could have been built out for either more content per season or maybe expanding upon and doing seasons 7, 8, 9, and so on after the intended sort of main year of content. So unfortunately, this new rumor, this new idea of a new weapon and new map somehow being found in September of 2021, it doesn't seem like it's going to be pointing to anything, or rather I should say pointing towards new content coming, even though we've seen weapons come up in this fashion before. I would honestly love to be wrong and see a new Modern Warfare weapon and map come out just as much as the next guy, but it seems like this is just the case of a weapon and map that evaded discovery for some time and then is coming out to the public much later on. So that's kind of where I'm at here with this. I wouldn't think too much of it, but it is fascinating to think of what could have been in terms of weaponry and maps for Modern Warfare. So that's where we're at here at this. But before we wrap it up, I want to give a quick little thanks to my friends over at Gamer Advantage. If you game, work on a computer, or even look at your phone for prolonged periods of time a day, chances are you've felt some of the effects of blue light in your life. I'll swear by it. Again, I say it all the time. I truly think that of all the partners I have, their glasses and their product have helped me out in my day-to-day operations the most out of any partner I have. They're durable, comfortable, prescription ready, and best of all, there's no visual distortion like a yellow hue in the lens that you'd see with other blue light glasses companies. They are the best on the market, and I firmly believe that. So if you guys want to pick up any pair, learn more about it, whatever the case may be, just to protect your vision health a little further, check the link in the description below, and maybe use code ESPRESSO if you pick something up, so you can get 10% off your order. That said, that's where we're going to wrap it up. I'd love to get your thoughts and feedback down there in the comment section down below. What do you think of this? Would you like to see some more Modern Warfare content coming in the future here? Do you think it is cut content? Do you think we could see it coming in Modern Warfare 2 in 2022? Whatever the case may be, feel free to let me know your thoughts down below. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Warzone, Modern Warfare, Vanguard, you name it, we got you covered here on the channel. So if you're interested in any of that, hit that subscribe button. If you guys also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, those are the best places to chat with me outside of YouTube. I practically live on both those. So if you guys want to strike the conversation, ask me a question, whatever the case may be, that link's down there in the description below. That said, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.